Oh boy, do I sure love playing CSGO. This game it never gets old. Wait, did they actually release CS2? Wait, holy shit, actually? This game is saved. I can't believe it. Man, this is so much better. The original Counter-Strike is one of the most influential first-person shooters of all time, up with the original Modern Warfare, Doom, and 007. It released in the year 2000, developed by Valve for PC on a modified version of the Quake engine. The game was eventually remade on Valve's own Source engine and received a few sequels, but it wasn't until the release of CSGO in 2012 where the series really changed itself up to become something new. And for years, people played the hell out of this game. It has a huge competitive scene, so obviously, making a new game is guaranteed, right? Well, kinda. Counter-Strike 2 was announced in March of this year, and while it sounds like a new game, it's really not. Counter-Strike 2 is pretty much a full remake of CSGO just on Valve's new Source 2 engine. It's less of a sequel, and more of an upgrade. This also pretty much confirms that CSGO was the true sequel to the original Counter-Strike. Now, why didn't Valve just make an actual new game, you may ask? Well, we all know Valve can't count to 3, but with them practically remaking CSGO, it could be hoped that a new game will eventually be made, but it might take them like 50 years. Now, I never really played CSGO, it was just never my type of game. I played it maybe once or twice a long time ago and never actually tried to get into it, but a few weeks ago I tried playing Valorant with a few of my friends, and while I was not good, I had a pretty good time and decided to give CS2 a try when it came out, which now looking back, was pretty dumb because I didn't look too much into it and thought the difference would be night and day, but after playing CS2 and looking back on CSGO, there's not much of a difference. Every upgrade they did to the game were just quality of life improvements, models looking a bit better, and the biggest thing is the lighting. It has improved so much, but that's really the main difference. From what I've heard from others, the movement is a little worse, but besides that, the game is just a slightly better version of itself, and that's not a bad thing considering it's pretty much just an update. Remember, this game isn't a new game, it's just an upgrade. It's the exact opposite of Overwatch 2 in a way. That game was announced as a sequel with new content, story mode, upgrades to the gameplay, the whole works. But when it released, it was pretty much the same exact game, with nothing that they promised to the fans. CS2 really just said, look, new smoke, and the fans went wild. CS2 was never promised to be a brand new experience with brand new content. While fans thought it would be a sequel due to the name change, that was only really done to be like, hey look, we remade the game, go play it. Now, CS2 is a very simple yet effective game. You buy a gun, you shoot, pray you hit someone, and just move on. With other game modes where you either save hostages or try not to kill yourself because you can't defuse a bomb. And I'm not skilled enough to be good at all in those game modes, so I usually stick to a classic deathmatch, but I decided recently that I hate myself, and that I'd give it a shot. One of the things that makes the player need actual skill in this game is the shooting. If you have no aim like at all, then it sucks, you just won't have fun. It's not as bad as a game like Valorant, but you do need to have pretty precise aim because the recoil and bullet spread will not be your friend. It's not like Call of Duty where you just aim and hit them since you can't even aim with most weapons in this game, so you have to actually learn how to perform well. Once you practice enough with this and start getting kills in deathmatch, maybe you'll want to try out bomb defusal or hostage rescue like I did, thinking everything will be fine. But now, there's a lot more shit you gotta deal with.
Bruh. No.
Now, instead of learning to aim, you have to learn how to use your head. It's not an arcade shooter where you run in, shoot, die, respawn. It takes strategy, because if you die, you're not coming back, and gotta deal with your teammates, which is arguably worse than dying itself. And I'm talking about in real life, because... Something I have to mention, however, is that this is a Valve game. I mean, no shit. But when a Valve game releases, it's never in the best of shape. Even when CSGO originally released, it had an infinite amount of issues, but fixing things is what they're good at. I fully believe that in a few weeks or months that the game will be at peak performance. But I do gotta say, that sucks. A game shouldn't be glitchy or weird to play at launch, but at this point, it really defines Valve games as a whole. You can't play one of their games and have it be perfect right off the bat. But like I said, this isn't an excusable practice. Nobody likes it. Plenty of streamers and people online are making sure to let the developers know that.
The game kind of does blow.
It's terrible.
No, all these things didn't really bother me, and while I probably haven't even played the game enough to let it bother me, what I can say is that it's really not my type of game. I enjoyed my time playing, and I probably won't stop. Maybe I'll hop on here and there to play it, but like I said, it's not really my thing, and that's only really because I'm not good at it. And you know what? I'm tired of devs giving us the same games over and over again. They need to give us something newer, just fresh content, which is exactly why I'm buying the new Call of Duty. Now this right here, this is the best part of the entire game. I could look at the screen for hours.